Okay guys, here we are with a brand new Let's Play, as I said I was going to do, of Sid Meier's Civilization 5, Brave New World. So this is a empire building turn-based game, and there's whole bunches of civilizations you can be. We'll just quickly go through them here. Whole bunches. Anyway, as I said, we're going to play as Korea. Now, every nation, civilization, has a national benefit. For Korea, it's +2 science for all specialists and for all great person talent improvements. Receive a tech boost each time a scientific building wonder is built in the Korean capital, which is really strong. And then they get 2 unique units, the turtle ship and a hwasha, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But I like Korea because it most suits my playstyle, because I'm really innately good at building very, very big cities, but only a few of them. And this complements that very nicely. And we're going to go on a random map type, standard map size, and I generally only play on King. However, if you guys want, we can up that one in our next Let's Play. And like everyone else, I started playing the game on standard gaming pace, but I found that was a bit too quick for militaristic civs, so I then moved to Marathon, which is just a really long game. It's a bit too long, I think. So now we're right in the middle with Epic. Then we're going to delete one. So we're going to have us and 6 other civs, mainly for recording purposes. I think that's about as big as we want to go, and I normally have it 1 for 1, so 7 civilizations, 7 city-states. And we're going to be on a random map, standard map size, king difficulty, epic game pace. We're going to start in ancient era. We're going to have all the victory conditions. We're going to disable time, that way someone actually eventually wins. Disable start bias, just makes the game a little bit more random. I don't go with ancient ruins because I find that based upon either your luck or an AI's luck, they get a bit of a boost there in early games, so I make it more standard, I guess as you could call it. So no one gets, lucky and starts out even better. Also, barbarians. I don't mind barbarians in the early game, but in the late game, I just find them to be way too much of a nuisance. So I turn them off as well. And no espionage. I've worked both ways. Either way is fine for me. A lot of other people do have espionage, so thought I'd do one without here. And then, yeah, that's pretty much how that is there. So let's go ahead and start our game here. And it's going to give you a brief history of both Sejong and of the Korean Empire, so I'm going to be quiet and let you guys listen to that. And then we'll talk about Korea's two unique units.
Greetings to you, exalted King Sejong the Great, servant to the people and protector of the Choson dynasty. Your glorious vision of prosperity and overwhelming benevolence towards the common man made you the most beloved of all Korean kings. From the earliest days of your reign, the efforts you took to provide a fair and just society for all was surpassed only by the technological advances spurred onwards by your unquenched thirst for knowledge. Guided by your wisdom, the scholars of the Jade Hall developed Korea's first written language, Hangul, bringing the light of literature and science to the masses after centuries of literary darkness. Honorable Sejong, once more the people look to you for guidance. Will you rise to the occasion, bringing harmony and understanding to the people? Can you once again advance your kingdom's standing to such wondrous heights? Can you build a civilization that stands the test of time?
Okay, so you already talked about their nationality, and their two unique units is the Turtle Ship, which is a heavily armored naval unit that's extremely hard to kill, but unfortunately can't enter ocean tiles, which the thing that it replaces can, the Caravel. And the Hwasha, which is basically a anti-personnel defensive trebuchet, which is really good for defense, which Korea most of the time wants. So let's look at our starting location here. Looks pretty good. We have 2 deer, we have a spice, and a silk. And it looks like it very possibly is going to be an archipelago map style. Now, one thing that I'm a little bit different than most other people playing Civ is I don't really mind spending a turn or two to learn more about my starting location. So I think I'm gonna move our settler here up here on top of this hill. See where we can see that way. Okay, so we got a wheat and another silk, which is rather good. We're gonna move our warrior up here. There's a fish over there. Okay. This might not be an archipelago map. It might be a fractal map with really thin, snaky continents. We'll have to see. Let's see what's down here. Okay, so we have another silk there. This does look like a pretty good starting location. Has 2 silk, a spice, 2 deer, a wheat, and a river, which is really rather good too. So I think we'll go ahead and found our capital here. Thinking about it just for just another moment. But yeah. And there's a deer up there. So 3 deer, which is incredibly good. Which, kind of makes a bit more of an emphasis on getting religion and plus 1 more food for each camp. Stuff to think about. Anyway, let's go ahead and get our capital here. Building Building what? It's hard to say, because this could be a fractal map, in which case we want an explorer to get exploring, though that need to explore isn't quite as strong as if we had ancient ruins. And I really like starting off with a strong cultural. I think for the time being, we're going to go with a monument and try to fairly quickly learn whether this is an archipelago map or a fractal map. Because if it's an archipelago map, there's not a whole lot of need for building scouts and going that way. In which case, the monument is clearly the way to go. If it's not, though, we will want to scout. Anyway, so we're Korea, so obviously the correct way to go here for both our victory condition and to lead off is to go for writing and get our science going early. And if we can get there quickly enough and get enough production around our capital, we'll want to go for the Great Library because of our national bonus. Receive a science boost if you build a science building or wonder in your capital. Because that'll really help us with our science as well. Let's continue to move him down here. And it is a fractal map. So, we're going to change production here real quick. We're going to get a scout done. Yes, that's where we want our citizen. Because that gives us +2 food and a hammer. We'll go ahead and click next turn. We'll continue bringing our warrior down here. That looks like a really good city location right here on this hill. Because it'll have cows, it'll have ivory, it'll have 2 fish, it'll have an atoll, which atolls, in my opinion, aren't really good at all. And it'll have a silk, which our capital can't reach, and it'll have another silk, because yeah, these atolls, it's 2 food and 1 hammer. That, as far as I've ever been able to figure out, you can't improve in any way. So go into the forest here and see if we... And there's another fish. Wow. Yeah, that's a good city location right there. Go ahead. And there's another fish. Oh my goodness. However, in order to get that fish, we'd have to put our city here. Because we don't want to settle on the cows. That's just bad. So, in order to get this fish, we'd have to put our city here. Because a city can only work up to 3 tiles away. So if we put it here, it could go 1, 2, and 3 and work that one. However, it couldn't go 1, 2, and 3 because it's just too far. It can't reach this fish, unfortunately. So let's go here, and we'll go up here on the hill. And then there is a sheep there, which doesn't do us any good. move him out here. So there's a fish. However, I don't think, at least for a moment, there will be enough other to support a city right there. So let's go ahead and get back working on our monument. Hopefully we can get that done relatively quickly, so we can get working on our shrine. Or on our, shrine. Okay, what else do we have up here? Not really much anything, huh? Or anything else? Oh, there's another fish. So we may want to start another city out here. Somewhere. I don't know, we'll have to see, but in order to cross the water here, we're going to need optics. Which isn't going to be for a while. Okay, so there's another two fish out here. So there may be even a third, potentially fourth city out here somewhere. But for the time being, we'll just tell our units to be alert. We'll go clicking through some turns here. Seems as there isn't a whole lot else we can do.
Shall the clay say to him that fashioneth it, What makest thou?
Okay, so now we can build a granary, which gives us a flat out two food, and each source of wheat, bananas, or deer worked by this city gets another additional food, which we don't have any wheat. No, we do have a wheat. We do have a wheat and 3 deer. So that'll come in really handy. But I think we still want to go for a shrine next. However, I'm starting to wonder whether we want the +1 food from camps, or +1 production from fish. If we go +1 production from fish, it won't help our capital. However, it could help our other cities. Okay, so our monument's done now, so we're now making 3 culture per turn. And we're going to get started on a shrine. Make sure our citizens are working correct tiles there. Okay, so now we can adopt our first culture policy because we've reached that threshold. And pretty sure we're going to go for tradition here. Although there is something to be said about getting a free worker and a free settler. but I think we're still gonna go for tradition. I don't know. Yeah, tradition it is. And then it's very plausible that next turn, next culture pop, we'll get started in tradition. Okay, someone's going defensively. Okay, let's 5 turns we need to get started on the Great Library. So I think a granary here is the right answer. Keep our city growing here. Okay. There is something to be said about making Great Library cheaper. That's going to even further postpone. Yeah, I think we're going Liberty. But our next one...
He who destroys a good book kills reason itself.
Okay. And as hard as it is, I think we're going to finish this granary first. So we can get that additional food. And then culturally we'll go for the hammer. And then for the free worker. And we'll be probably the last civ, as I almost always am, get our second city up. Okay. I think we have to go for mining, and then for calendar. Because we're gonna very soon need some more happiness. I don't know, maybe it's the right choice to go for the free worker next. Yeah, we're very small on the military side, but not concerned about that for the moment. Because no one can really reach us. Definitely not with enough force to take our capital. Okay, there's the granary up. Now we have to get working on the Great Library, which unfortunately is going to take 40 turns presently. Well, we'll get that reduced. You want ivory, huh? Well, ivory's right down here, so that's a fairly easy one to obtain once we get our second city.
The meek shall inherit the earth, but not its mineral rights.
Awesome. So now we can chop down forests and construct mines. Now we just need our free worker. However, we're also going to need calendar, because we can't afford to go into unhappiness, because that will slow everything down. Okay. Yeah, I think that's the right tile, because that's probably the first one that we'll put a plantation on. And there's our free worker. Oh. Okay, I guess we'll go for this one first. Start chopping down that forest. Which will provide a production boost towards getting our Great Library done, because it will give our capital 30 production from chopping down that forest, which currently is probably equivalent to a full turn. See, it's 27 turns down to I guess we'll find out in a moment. Okay, we gotta pick a pantheon. So do we go for +1 production from fishing boats? +1 food from camps. Now this one down here, we'll have a camp on ivory. I think we're going to go for the food. Might be the wrong choice. I'll admit it right now. But I think that's the way we're going to go. Definitely could be the wrong choice, though. Okay, 6 more turns till we can build a plantation. So I think we're just gonna start working on putting a farm down there. Our library's now at 21 turns left.
So teach us to number our days, so that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom.
So now we can build the Stonehenge, which is a really good faith building. Stoneworks, which doesn't do us anything because we're not near stone. But we can finally construct a plantation, which will give us +4 happiness when it's done. As far as research, I think I want to get animal husbandry. which will get us one step closer to being able to start building camps. Okay, there's our plantation up. So now we have spice connected. Now I think we'll go finish this farm.
Thou shalt not muzzle the ox when he treadeth out the corn.
Okay, so now we can build caravans between two land cities. Or it's a land route between two cities. Rebuilds horses on the map. We can construct pasture around cows and sheep and horses, if there is any. And we can establish a trade route. And I don't see any horses anywhere. Okay, next research. We could go for trapping, which would take us 12 turns. However, I think we'll assume that we're the first to build the Great Library, and then we'll pop that as our free technology. I think I want to get going towards mathematics. So hopefully and potentially we can build the hanging gardens. Which gives us 6 free food. Which is really good. And there's that farm done. Now I think we're going to bring our worker over here to build another plantation. Because I think next we'll want our settler, so we can found our second city. And now, yeah, I think we'll go for that. 36 turns so we could have a free settler, huh? I think that's a bit too long for my tastes, though. Even for my tastes, and like I say, I'm usually the last guy to start a second city.
Libraries are the shrine where all the relics of the ancient saints, full of true virtue, and that without delusion or imposture, are preserved and reposed.
Okay, so we got the Great Library.
The haft of the arrow had been feathered with one of the eagle's own plumes. We often give our enemies the means of our own destruction.
Yes, thank you. And because we got a science building wonder in our capital, it gave us our research boost, so it finished archery for us, which allows us to build archers and construct the Temple of Artemis. And we're only one turn away from getting the will done. And we get a free technology, which, like I said, I think will pop trapping. Seems like the best answer.
Even brute beasts and wandering birds do not fall into the same traps or nets twice.
So now we can construct a camp, and if there's a source of horseries or ivory near that city, we construct a circus, which unfortunately for our capital there isn't. And I don't want to start working on a settler just yet, because in 2 turns our city's going to grow. You know what? We're going to dump a couple of turns into Temple of Artemis, because when someone else completes it, it's going to give us a little bit of gold for our lost hammers. There's not really anything else that I want to build right now.
Wisdom and virtue are like the 2 wheels of a cart.
Okay, so now we can build chariot archers, which for the most part suck. We can build watermills, which is really good, and we're going to start production or building immediately. And we can construct roads between 2 cities. Watermill. Okay. I think the better place for you to be is over here. Keep our city growing as fast as it can. And you have 8 turns to be done with the plantation, huh? Yeah, I think we, whoops, not purchase, build. I think we get working on our settler now, which unfortunately is going to freeze growth in our capital, which I don't like, but kind of need to get our second city going. World's busiest people, huh? Ranks the civs in the game by the amount of hammers, by the amount of production generated. And we're well in the lead, very well in the lead, which is awesome. I wish to be more in the lead. From each wine and incense, huh? Okay. So our silk plantation here will be done by the time we found our second city. Probably by the time our settler is even built. Which will keep us in positive happiness when we found our second city. Okay, I'm going to get him started on developing a farm on wheat, which will improve the food output of that hex. And as soon as our settler's done here, we want to get working on the hanging gardens and hopefully complete it. But as you can see, a lot of people are starting to get into the classical era now.
Mathematics is the gate and key to the sciences.
So we can build catapult, which is An okay early game siege unit. Courthouse, in case you conquer a city. That's almost a must first build. And Hanging Gardens, which is for us, hopefully. Because it's 6 free food.
Proud is the spirit of Zeus-fostered kings. Their honor comes from Zeus, and Zeus, god of counsel, loves them.
And now we just entered classical era, so we're a little bit behind there. But I'm hoping we have enough production in our capital here to outrace anyone else that might be working on Hanging Gardens. And as far as research, I think it's high time that we got working on optics. Because that will allow us to build fishing boats and triremes to explore. But optics will allow us to build a lighthouse, which will help our fishing boats. And it will allow our land units that are just sitting to continue to explore the areas around us. And there's our settler, which is coming down here. And then you're working on the Hanging Gardens. Is there any way that we can further expedite having the Hanging Gardens done? We moved you to here. Moved you to here. Give us an additional 2 hammers per turn. We don't really need a lot of gold just yet. So I think we'll do that. I think those 2 additional hammers are worth it. Don't really want to move anyone else, because that will decrease how quickly our city continues to grow. And now you're done, so we want to bring you down here. Get you working on some stuff down here. There's our second city, which should, right off the bat, be working on a cattle. And the first building we want you to build is a water mill. So that'll provide an additional 2 food and 1 hammer.
He who commands the sea has command of everything.
So now we can build workboats, which are fishing boats, and basically a trireme, a cargo ship, which can establish as a trade route between, over the water. Great fishing boats is basically what that is, and allows us to establish an additional trade route. So now we can have 2 trade routes. Okay, there's the Temple of Artemis built. Working on that. Which will provide 1 hammer. Just continue to click through these turns here. Okay, Busan has grown. Yep, that's how you should be working on. I have 3 happiness left. We're just going to place some importance on fairly soon being able to construct a camp on that ivory. And there's the Shoshone.
Ne chief Bocatello. Inaen hanibidena. Ne wasogo bahandi.
Okay, let's
No kliangahik.
trade embassies.
Sunyantoi. Goodness.
And let's trade a crab for a silk. Now, I know at the current time we only have 1 silk. However, we can quickly obtain a 2nd silk for ourselves. And that's a luxury resource that we don't have. So we're going to go ahead and do that.
Sunyantoi.
And as soon as they're done constructing that
Made an
pasture,
instrument to know if the moon shine at full or no.
so now we can build a lighthouse. And a great lighthouse, which is good. But I don't think we're going to go for it. How many turns till you grab that? 9 turns, huh? Okay. Research. What do we want to research? I mean, getting the National College is good. I think, though, for just 5 turns, we're going to see if there's any iron nearby. Okay, you may as well build a farm right here, which will make it a free food tile. Oh, shoot, son of a... Okay, free settler? I don't know if free settler is the right choice right now. I think the right choice is legalism. Because that will provide a free monument in Busan and a free amphitheater in Seoul. But more importantly, it will lead to some good unhappiness debuffs next time. And like I say, we do not want our empire to become unhappy. And again, I forgot to get these people moving. We need them exploring. But in order to do so, I have to come back within our empire in order to pick up embarkation.
Here Hector entered, with a spear 11 cubits long in his hand. The bronze point gleamed in front of him, and was fastened to the shaft of the spear by a ring of gold.
Okay, so that does quite a few different things, as you can see, but the big one is to reveal iron. Do we have any iron nearby? Probably not. Oh, we do. We have 2 iron right there. Okay. And another 2 iron right here. Wow. Okay. Got lucky there. Usually I'm like miles from iron. But go ahead and get our units embarked here. See a little bit further what's around us. And to research, now is perfect opportunity to get going towards philosophy. So we can get the National College up. Possibly even before we have our 3rd city founded. Okay, go ahead and get you in there. Get you back on land, and there's Old Faithful, which is very good for starting a 2nd city because it's 3 happiness if it's within borders. It provided 1 happiness for just finding it, and it provides 2 science, which isn't really that good. But the 3 happiness basically pays for the city.
Dios
And there's
bendiga a
Spain.
aquellos que lo merezcan. Soy Isabel de España.
Okay.
¿Sí?
Let's go ahead and trade embassies. Find out where she is.
Muy bien.
Do you have luxury
Sí.
resources? Silver and cotton, but only 1 of each. Okay. So Spain is here. She has some bananas, some truffles, and Pocatello, or the Shoshone, is down here. Two crab. Okay. What else is here? Lots of fish. I like that. That's a really good city location. And what's over here? A lake. Or a coast, okay. 3 fish. Some horses, some cows, some fish, some sheep. Oh my goodness, we got all the good stuff over here. Wow, okay. That's a really good city location too. And holy freaking mackerel, can you say oh my goodness? Oh my goodness. What a city location. What a city location. Oh my goodness. Fish galore. And none of them that our capital can reach. Oh my goodness. Who the... Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. Just... Wow. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fish. And 2 truffles. And Old Faithful. That is just unfreaking believable. Unheard of unbelievable. I mean, this is a pretty decent city location. Okay, but this one over here, wowzers. Just wowzers. Okay, let's get our second silk here. Let's get you back over here. Okay, well, if you're gonna take that route, I guess you can just pop up there. Let's bring you down here. Three more turns on the hanging gardens. Yep. Military, and we don't have really one. But that's okay. I highly doubt anyone's going to be able to take us out just yet. Now we are going to need to fairly soon start getting a little bit worried about that. We're alright just yet. And a die's up here. And that's pretty much it. And there's the hanging gardens for us.
I think that if ever a mortal heard the word of God, it would be in a garden at the cool of the day.
Okay. We'll just tell you to auto-explore then. Okay, what to work on now? It's not worth time to build a great lighthouse, especially in this city, because it doesn't have any fish it can work. I want to build a watermill. However, we don't want to go into unhappiness. But I think it's the only right thing to build. No, we want that one. A few more turns, so we are going to have our second silk up. Okay, you got your watermill. Now we need a library. Scouts just going off exploring, which is good. We don't want to get too many turns down, because if we don't put a city there soon, someone else is. That's a for sure, because that is just way too good of a city location. So as soon as we're done with watermill here, that's what we're going to do. And now knowing this, the +1 production from fishing boats was the right answer. Okay, someone's founded Buddhism. Someone's completed the Great Lighthouse. We are going to build a trireme so we can hit 8 pop, and then we're going to build the settler. And you, sir, need to get that plantation up. Thank you. Okay. You need to keep an eye out for someone else trying to put a settler there. Or anywhere on this island. Simply can't allow that.
There is only one good, knowledge, and one evil, ignorance.
Cool. So you're just gonna alert right there and tell us if anyone comes near. So in 5 turns, we're gonna have that. So I think we're gonna chop down a forest here. What tiles are you working? I think that's okay. Wonder how much this tile is gonna cost. That might be better for the moment. So we're gonna want to grab that ivory pretty quickly. Think we need to be able to build coliseums now. Because that gives us +2 happiness. I have 3 more turns for a trireme, huh? Okay, chop down that forest. Okay. I want you to come over here. And now we need our settler. We don't... Well, I guess that looks pretty decent.
How happy are those whose walls already rise.
So now we can build walls, we can build pyramids, which we aren't going to. We can build a mausoleum of Harnascus, which, again, we're not going to. Gives us, a little bit of gold each time a great person is expended. or +2 gold for each stone or marble, but we don't have any of either. And the pyramids gives us 2 free workers, which could be a say, though I don't think it's the right thing for us. Then we can build quarries and clear marshes, which neither of those do we need to do. We could build a mine here, giving us another hammer, but what we really need is the ivory. Because we need the happiness. Thinking about having this city start on a pyramid. You just happen to see if it can get it done, but I don't think that's the right choice. There is something to be said about building a granary for it out here. I think the right choice though is to get started on workboats with all these fish. I want to see what this island holds, see if it holds anything. Holds a silver, huh? Don't think that's enough to, well, I know that's not enough for us to merit a city. There's
Sou
Portugal.
Maria, Rainha de Portugal. Já nos conhecemos? Pareceis-me familiar. Ou talvez não. Sim,
Let's trade embassies with her, find out where she is.
certamente. Sim,
What luxury resources do you have? You have 2 salt, huh? We want to trade a silk for a salt. I don't think we do just yet. Okay, I think we'll just turn you on Auto Explorer. So where's Portugal at? Down here, huh? Okay. Okay, there's that settler. We want him to go out here. Yeah, that's the best position. And then since he'll, right off the bat have Old Faithful in his city radius, which will give us +3 happiness, more or less paying for unhappiness that that city creates, at least to start off with. I think we're going to build another settler, get him up here, I think is the right spot. Yeah. It'll be losing that fish, but gaining that fish. So I think this right here is the right spot. So we'll get him started. You're done with a workboat. We'll get another workboat going. Get you in the water right there. And I think we'll call this a wrap for the first episode. So, till next time, guys, this is Night Angel Marine.